What up, Kissable Misters? It's B3 back with another action figure showcase, and today we are looking at figures from DC Comics. Ba-na-na-na-na. First up, we have the McFarlane Toys Multiverse, or DC Multiverse. First appearance Batman. Actually, a big fan of this figure, and I love first appearance Batman. I love his little bat symbol, his cool belt, his purple gloves, his big ears, everything about him. I have the first appearance Superman as well. Hopefully McFarlane will stop being cowards and start making Wonder Woman figures, especially a first appearance Wonder Woman. A first appearance Trinity is all I want, really, McFarlane. So would you please just make it happen? Please, you're cowards. Make Wonder Woman figures. Make Wonder Woman figures. Christ. But he is a cool figure. I really like the bendy wire in the cape. I've posed him up a lot. His joints are still pretty stiff, though. I gotta give McFarlane that, even though it can be rough posing McFarlane figures sometimes. The DC figures are probably their best articulated ones, though I have some pretty good articulated Spawn figures as well. But you know, there's only so much you can do with a lot of these. But yeah, he's a really cool Batman. And now let's move on to some more figures. And not everything is going to be from McFarlane. Don't worry. I try to mix it up at least a little. So next up is the Mattel DC Superheroes. Black suit Superman, kind of funeral for a friend looking almost. I got this guy at Book Nook for like $4. They didn't have like the cutout cardboard diorama that he comes with, but I didn't really care for that. Pretty cool. You know, it's just kind of an old Mattel Superman mold with this specific paint job. Big yellow S symbol on the back. Seems kind of weird to have a big yellow S on the back of the black suit, but whatever. One thing I really like about this guy, though, is he has these bluish eyes, which I think are supposed to be kind of like X-ray vision eyes, which is very interesting. You see heat vision eyes on Superman figures a decent amount, but you don't really see a lot of X-ray vision eyes, which I think is very interesting, and it's often portrayed using blue or clear eyes. So it's cool that he has X-ray vision eyes, even if he's a very dated figure. But so are pretty much all the Mattel DC offerings. Anyway, let's look at more Mattel DC figures. So that DC Superheroes line eventually became the DC UC line, or DC Universe Classics, which had figures like The Question. I am a huge fan of The Question. I need to get the McFarlane one, but it is a Platinum Series figure. Why didn't you just release a Question figure? McFarlane. But yeah, I'm a big fan of The Question. DC does not treat him or her well enough. There are more than one. I think at the time of recording this, though, Montoya Question, I think, has an ongoing. I've been waiting to read it. I'm waiting for the trades. I don't read a lot of single issues anymore. But if you want to see me do comic book showcase videos like this, but for comic books, let me know, and I'll do them. But yeah, The Question, really cool. He's not typically as funny as he was in Justice League Unlimited, but that is a fun version of The Question. The Question. Anyway, moving on to another Mattel line. Eventually they would also do something called Movie Masters, which started with Green Lantern, but eventually they went on and did it with Man of Steel. So here is the Mattel Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman. This figure's like not good. It wasn't even very good for the time, to be completely honest, because they cut a lot of articulation. Yeah, it had more detail and paint than a lot of their other DC figures, but they cut out articulation. They really did. That being said, for some reason, I love this figure. Do not ask me why, because I don't know. I like the big cape, I guess. I love the texture. I like the head sculpt, actually, quite a good bit. And McFarlane has done a better version of this Superman now. It was originally very hard to find, but now I think you can get him in like a 2-pack with Doomsday pretty easily, which is technically a different suit because he has like a different belt and stuff for BVS than he did Man of Steel, but I don't think most people care about that. But yeah, there are better figures of him, like a Figure Arts and stuff, and I think there might be a Mafex and etc., but I don't know. This figure has some kind of charm that speaks to me. I don't know why. I did really actually like Man of Steel as a first contact movie. As a Superman movie, it fails. As a first contact movie, I think it was really cool. Michael Shannon. I mostly just love Zod. Michael Shannon was a great Zod. Anyway, moving on to our last figure. Now, you've seen Kryptonians and you've seen detectives. But what if they were both the same? What if, say, a Green Lantern ring was able to fuse DC's greatest hero with its greatest detective? Well, you would get this Batman Superman fusion from McFarlane Toys. Yes, it is from the world's finest comic, which I am reading and is quite good. Yeah, they willed a Green Lantern ring to themselves and it fused them together into this really cool form. It was a very Silver Age kind of story written in a modern way. I really enjoy it. It's a great book. It's a really cool design. It was very popular when it happened. Still pretty popular now. You can see some reused parts and stuff, and the paint could maybe be a little better, but he's pretty posable, and it's a figure I really wanted. And I had a coupon there. I got him $5 off. That's pretty good too, huh? $5 off. All right. But yeah, this is a nice figure, and it's my newest DC figure at the time of recording. So that's a pretty cool thing to show off. So thank you all very much for your support. If you're watching this on YouTube on the second channel, you can see full in-depth reviews on the main channel. And you can also see these before everyone else on YouTube by following our TikTok. And then, of course, if you are on TikTok, you can see those big full reviews by subscribing to our main YouTube channel. I did recently film a review for this guy. I just have some other things I want to post before I get it up. But I think the review for Batman, Question, and at least one of the Superman figures is already up. At the time of recording this, the Black Suit Superman review is not up, but the Man of Steel is. And this guy isn't, but Batman and Question are. So that's it. Thank you all once again. See y'all next time. Bye for now.